Hi everyone, welcome to my video about animal sign forecast in BaZi for 2026. My name is Ivan from House of Entrieri, or rather an AI avatar of myself. I am a BaZi, Qimendunjia, Feng Shui and Yijing consultant. In Chinese metaphysics, there are 12 animal signs in total, and each year, one of them takes the lead. In 2026, we enter the year of the horse, and more specifically, the fire horse. So today we'll talk about the tiger animal sign. Let's break it down. For those of you born under the tiger, 2026 is not a year where things just fall into place for you. There aren't strong supportive stars carrying you forward. Instead, this year puts the focus on something else. Your own judgment, your own decisions, your ability to manage yourself. Progress this year depends less on luck and more on how you choose to act. There is movement, there is pressure, and there are constant decisions to make. The fire horse energy can amplify your natural boldness. But if that boldness is not controlled, it can easily turn into exposure. So the real lesson of 2026 is not about moving faster. It is about moving with precision. At the same time, you are pulled into a larger combination with the horse and the dog. This means you are part of more activity this year. More conversations, more visibility, more involvement in things that may feel bigger than what you expected. Being included does not mean you need to take charge. Knowing your position matters. When we look at the core dynamic, this is where things become very clear. Tigers are naturally action-oriented. You like to move, decide, and take initiative. But this year, impulsiveness comes with a cost. Opportunities will show up, especially in work, income, and even networking. But some of these opportunities may be larger or more complex than what you're ready to handle comfortably. If you try to chase everything, your energy and resources get scattered very quickly. So instead of doing more, this is a year to do less, but do it properly. Choose carefully. Execute well. Some opportunities are not meant for you to lead. They are meant for you to observe, learn, and position yourself. At work, there is potential for recognition. People may notice you more, but with visibility comes higher expectations. Leadership this year is not about being dominant. It is about being disciplined. If you say yes to everything, burnout becomes very real. If you choose selectively, your credibility becomes stronger. In group environments or competitive settings, there may be pressure to keep up or prove yourself. This is where awareness of your limits becomes important. Staying within your capacity is not weakness. It protects your long-term position. Now, even though there are no major benefactor stars, you are not without support. Academic Hall plays an important role this year. This is a very practical influence. It supports learning, upgrading your skills, getting certified, and building deeper knowledge. So growth this year does not come from being louder. It comes from becoming sharper. You also have strong study hall influence. This improves your ability to read situations, understand people, and navigate more complex environments. You may notice that you pick things up faster this year. Patterns become clearer. Systems start to make more sense. This is especially useful when you are placed in unfamiliar situations. Instead of reacting quickly, you benefit more by observing first. There is also the heaven horse influence. This brings movement. It supports travel, transitions, and the ability to adjust when needed. More importantly, it gives you the ability to exit situations. This is key. Sometimes the smartest move this year is not to stay and push through, but to step back at the right time. For those who are single, your visibility increases. Attraction is there. Opportunities to meet people are there. But clarity is important. Connections may form quickly, but not all of them are stable. Now we look at the challenging side. There are several stars this year that require you to be more conscious. The white tiger is one of the main ones. This relates to physical risk, accidents, and also conflict. If you are rushing, distracted, or careless, the chances of injury increase. So slow things down where it matters. Drive carefully, be more aware in physical environments, avoid unnecessary risk. White Tiger can also show up as power struggles. This is not the year to force your way through situations. Then there is the backstab star. This points to office politics, gossip, and misunderstandings. Trying to explain yourself too much usually makes things worse. The better approach is to focus on your work. Let your results speak for you. Keep a bit of distance from unnecessary conversations. Red Chamber brings emotional intensity, especially in relationships. For those who are attached, boundaries become important. Short-term emotions can lead to long-term consequences if not managed properly. There are also indicators of environmental risk. This includes situations involving height, speed, construction, or unfamiliar places. So if your work or lifestyle involves these, extra awareness is needed. From a classical perspective, one way to manage this kind of pressure is through controlled release. Things like medical checkups, minor procedures, or even blood donation are traditionally used to reduce this kind of accumulated stress. When it comes to relationships, the energy this year carries intensity. Attraction can be strong, but so can misunderstandings. Reactions can escalate things quickly. Listening becomes more important than trying to assert your position. If you are single, there are opportunities to meet people, but there is no need to rush into anything. If you are in a relationship, you may notice changes in dynamics. Patience helps stabilize things, but at the same time, do not ignore signs that something is not right. For health and energy, this is a high energy year, but not a stable one. You may feel bursts of energy, followed by periods of fatigue. Overexertion can easily lead to injury or burnout. So pacing becomes important. Rest is not optional this year. It is part of staying functional. Rushing tends to turn small issues into bigger disruptions. So overall, the strategy for 2026 is quite straightforward. Choose your direction before you act. Learn before you expand. Observe before you react. Move steadily, not urgently. Let discipline replace impulse. The tiger does not lose power in 2026, but that power needs to be refined. When instinct is guided by awareness, your actions become more focused. This year rewards those who can manage themselves first, because when you can do that, everything else becomes easier to handle. Quiet strength tends to perform better than visible aggression this year. Now, I have explained the 4 pillars in a previous video where your animal signs could appear. The term BaZi literally means 8 characters. These characters are derived from your birth date and time, translated into 4 pairs of Chinese elements called heavenly stems and earthly branches. Tiger represents action, initiative, and forward movement. Where it appears in the BaZi chart shows where this energy is expressed most strongly. Year pillar shapes early environment and social circle, often indicates a more dynamic upbringing and strong personalities around you. Others tend to see you as independent and direct. Month pillar shows up in career and work style. Strong drive to take initiative and lead, can take on pressure early but needs control to avoid overextending. Day pillar reflects personality and relationships, independent, direct, and emotionally reactive at times. Connections form easily, but stability depends on managing reactions. Our pillar relates to later life, thinking, and investments. Active mind, always planning or exploring. Good for growth and mentorship, but requires discipline in long-term decisions. Overall, Tiger energy pushes action. When directed well, it builds leadership and progress. When unmanaged, it creates impulsiveness and unnecessary risk. That is the outlook for the Tiger animal sign in 2026. I'll be continuing this series and covering the remaining animal signs, so you can understand how the year plays out across the full cycle. If this was useful for you, take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps more people find this content, and it allows me to keep sharing deeper insights like this. I'll see you in the next one.